read the title right. Pioneer Arms is back from the freaking dead, and today is our part 2 of a review over a newly produced 5.56 version. In today's video, we're going to shoot 1,000 rounds through this gun. We're going to get everything on camera, the first shots, the last shots. We're going to zero it at 50 yards. We're going to check the iron sights, put a dot on it, try to melt off our super cringeworthy paint job. And if you want to see all of that stuff out of the box, how it came to me, how I got it, it's all in part 1. I'm going to link that video from the unboxing and our initial thoughts down below. Quick rundown. We have a gun here that retails for below $700. So now that Pioneer Arms is back from the dead, they basically RKO'd their way back into the AK space totally from out of nowhere because they seemingly died at the ass end of 2024. We all remember Facebook going crazy. The Pioneer Arms page basically said, we're done, we're out of business, don't spend money on the website, you won't receive anything, holy shit, hallelujah, I need a Tylenol. That's kind of what happened, and no one really saw it coming. Anyway, they're back now. They reached out and sent me this gun 110% for free. The only condition I gave them was, hey man, I bought the last one, and you guys didn't know that was happening. Now that you want it to happen again, did you finish fixing the firing pin issue? That was the biggest problem with these guns back then. Seems like it's not just Pioneer Arms, even WBP seems to have problems with 5.56 firing pins. So ultimately, did you fix that? They said they did, but they still sent a big bag of firing pins, so we'll see if we have to dig into that bag. The big question today is, if you spend under $700, the absolute cheapest amount of money you can spend on a newly produced 5.56 AK, what do you get? What can you honestly expect for that? We've already done a full review on the underfolder 5.56 Sporter almost a year ago at this point, and without spoiling it, the results were interesting compared to what Reddit told us to expect. So today, this one's for you, Reddit. Let's go ahead and get into the absolute cheapest AK money can buy in 2025. Back from the dead, Pioneer Arms, straight out of Poland. At 25 yards, we are dead on center mass on a half size, man size target. At 25 yards on steel. First mag, totally flawless, and our iron sights are definitely zeroed. It's exactly how I wanted this day to start. Not bad. Okay, we've already got it hot. Let's just put 2 full mags through it. WBP mags, translucent. Back on steel. Still flawless. Recoil impulse. I remember the underfolder being a little softer shooting than that. Granted, we were shooting steel case back then. All right, 3 mags, back to back. On steel. There we go. First 3 mags, flawless. I'm gonna start cooking that paint in a little bit better than we already did. Let's go ahead and get our dot zeroed on this thing so we can really start rocking and rolling, but iron sights are good out of the box. All right. Felt really good about a lot of those shots, so let's go see what we see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 shots exactly. Man, I gotta be honest, I was really locked in, prone, locked into that barricade. 55 grain X-Tech, it's not junk ammo, but that is not a very good group in my opinion. So we'll let the gun cool down. We'll take one more here. That's on a warm to hot barrel. Let's try again. That's at 50 yards, pretty disappointing. Okay, we now have a very cold bore. There's nothing, we're totally cold. Might have pulled that shot. All right. Some of those early shots did not feel good about. I just shot the Krebs, so I was anticipating a shorter trigger. Okay, well, that's a little different story. Remember I said I felt bad about a couple of my shots. Don't know if that's them, but that is a night and day difference from a hot barrel. Night and day difference. If you don't look at those two at 50, man, that's not bad at all for what this gun is. Much better. Tighter group. Those two could have been me. Of course, you've already seen that in the footage if it was me. Yeah, man. At least one thing that you can see is that AKs do tend to string with their thin barrels when they get really hot. Certainly with 5.56. I don't really notice it as much with 7.62. All right, we have quite a good zero now. Let's try our 300 blackout mag. It's our PSA AK-101 mag. It's worked on the underfolder. Should work now. What we got here? AC Unity 30 rounder. Every single mag has been flawless. This is the one I'm worried about. Bulgarian commercial grade. Had a bunch of the brown ones that did not work in our full turbo meltdown, if you know what I'm saying. So, let's see if they work now. Oh yeah. Man, the case ejection's so nice. All kind of in the same spot, about 12 feet away. All right, this is about when that mag starts to get problems towards the middle. Wow, that's the first time one of these has worked. They did not work at all in the underfolder. Hey, we still have our firing pin. That's always good. All right, now that it's really, really, really hot, I got that fat ass 29 rounder YouTube compliant mag. Let's just go get it. Check this thing out. Let's see if we can have a little Polish 249 action. Chambered. Okay. We are still running, boys and girls. $29 rounds exactly. And I just bought 3 more of those off a super secret website for the low price of 15 chicken nuggets. Hey, quick tip for those of you that are trying to use these 29 rounders. Jerry gave me a very good point. You need to graphite the crap out of these. As you know, a lot of these types of mags you have to lube with a graphite powder. Tape the bottom so that you don't lose all that graphite lubricant in a sense. Otherwise, it's gonna start blowing out from the seams. You're gonna lose it. It'll stay in there longer. Jerry graphited this thing. It has worked in every AK we've tried it in so far, which has only been 2 AKs, but works in a Pioneer and it works in an M90 flawlessly. So yeah, this is actually kind of special for how many chicken nuggies it is. Those very expensive for like 500 chicken nuggies. You get the Molot 29 round long boys for 5.56s. Those are extremely picky with what they work in. This for 15 chicken nuggies has worked in everything so far. Last time we suppressed one of these, it was with a Wolverine. This time we have a Sandman S. No tunable gas whatsoever. Let's see what we see. We're actually still relatively zeroed from what I can tell. Pretty cool. Feels better suppressed than unsuppressed. Casings are not going into the stratosphere, maybe 20 feet away compared to 12 feet away, which is where it was unsuppressed. Wow, feels good. A lot of gas though. A lot of gas is escaping that rear dust cover. Nice. AMRU base plates just entered the chat. Let's see if they work. So far, so good. Oh yeah. Are we gonna get one jam out of this thing today? I sure hope we get at least one, or this is gonna put Reddit on life support. I'm trying. I'm gonna try to make it jam for you guys. I don't want to put anyone in the hospital over this. Woo! Oh, it's getting hot. Let's use our little reverse stretch dong here. Yeah, baby. She still refuses to go down. This is honestly what I've been waiting for. The Delta Tech muzzle device. Got a full video on these. In case you missed it, these things are kind of like flow-through muzzle devices. I felt it to dampen recoil quite a bit. Kind of an interesting muzzle device, and it even makes it sound very interesting without interesting paperwork. Go watch the video if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Seems like they're vaporware. They never really hit the market very much, and when they did, they were extremely expensive, so I just thought it would be cool to have on this gun. We have 14x1 left-hand threads. That sucker locked on really, really tight. This gun ran just fine with a suppressor. So, I got to know, man, what it runs like with the Delta Tech on there. Did it change zero? Not really. Wow. I even had to wrench the muzzle device off of this. I sure thought my zero would change. Okay, one ear. See what it sounds like. I bet it's gonna be pretty brutally loud. You know what? It's really not that bad. Huh. Wouldn't be able to do that with an unsuppressed 5.56. Not a suppressor though. Very cool. Still just chugging along, man. I don't know if y'all noticed, but paint's starting to turn pink and getting very shiny. Very, very hot. Very nice recoil impulse. Very nice recoil impulse. Woo! Why won't you die? Reddit, probably. There we go. .786. Whew. 865. Man, that would have been perfect. All right, 3 hits total to neutralize. .624. Whew, took me 3 shots. .633. Kind of stand by what I said the last time we reviewed one of these. The magwell, a little too tight. But I think if you stick to like the same set of mags for this thing, those mags will wear in. But the mags are a little tight going in. They don't just flow in unless you get it just perfect. But anywho, let's keep doing it. Hit. Hit. 4, 4, 4. Hit. Ha ha, keep pulling left. Oh man, I am rushing that second shot. .398, sub 4. 1 for 1 on steel at 50. Woo! 383. It's 2 in a row. 1 for 1 on steel at 50. Not bad. Sub 4. .7. .299. Not bad. Sub 3. With a standard AK, dude, sub 3 is honestly, within reason, about as good as it gets if you're actually trying to hit something. It can be done a hell of a lot faster. You get into left side charge, you get into bolt hold open devices, bolt drops, you get into spring loaded mag ejection. But to keep a bone stock AK below 3 seconds, honestly, anyone should be proud of that, fellas. So don't push yourself too hard. Anywhere in that 3 second range or below is honestly moving. And if you can connect like we were earlier, 1 for 1 at 50, sub 4, that's good. If you can pull that off, you're doing something right. Got one left in the pipe. There we go. Let's continue on. Oof. $600. No malfunctions. Give me a minute. I got a lot more mags to go load to put that final 4 in some mags, but damn it, man, that is a lot to do in a day. It is not easy shooting that much ammo in a day for me or this gun, and it's doing it, dude. Sorry, Reddit. I'm gonna pull the plug on the machine on you. I don't want to see you suffer. This used to be a full 1,000 round box of the X-Tech from PMC. You can see we have exactly 400 rounds left and a sea of magazines. We have burned through every bit of this. There was even one extra PMC bronze in there, so we're actually at 620 rounds. I'm gonna load up 300 more rounds, dump it all through this gun. I'm gonna save 100 rounds for long range just to see what we can do with that. But just so you can see, man, there's no tricks here, no editing. No reason to make this stuff up. Reddit. Cool. Third time's a charm. Sorry if that got off frame a little bit, but 3 mags bump firing, not a single jam to speak of. Sorry, Reddit. We are taking no breaks. Boiling hot. We're on our last 3 mags. That'll put us at 920 rounds with 0 malfunctions. Then we'll head to long range, see what we can do. Yeah. Let's just go until we're done. Bolt hold open. Don't get your hopes up, Reddit. Finally, the last mag. My foregrip starting to feel a little juicy. Fingers tired. 900. Not a single effing malfunction. Even the underfolder had some mags it just would not work with. This thing ran with everything. Whew. I feel like I would give up in this heat before this freaking gun. It is so hot. It is at least 101 degrees now. brutally hot. The sun's directly overhead here in Texas. You guys know the deal if you live out here. Whew. I'm kind of glad I painted it tan. Probably kept the ambient temperature down a little bit, not being black. Whew. Oh man, yeah, look. Our poor gangster grip. You see the seam? Starting to come apart. Damn. That's probably the most action that grip has ever seen. Even my 1913 rails are starting to come loose on my lower handguard on one side. Whew. Guys. Hell yeah. We're still hitting steel at 50 yards, so the zero still seems to be good enough. Okay, you're already gonna see some hits on that steel. We've got our 2 hits, but we're gonna try again. So we might end up adding a little bit of ammo if we run out at 5, but we now know I need to aim a little bit about a target to the right, center mass to get my hit at 2. That one just went wild.
Yeah, you're way off to the left. Impact, left shoulder. Impact, lower left. Looks like found the belly button region. Impact.
So I'm aiming about a half target to the right at the base of the target.
It's about almost 6 o'clock. Ooh, very low right. You just missed it. Yes, that's low left, just missed it. Impact. Left side, about the right. Impact.
Wow, okay.
That was, it looks like it hit on the right side. Right top corner.
I'm probably aiming shoulder level, about a full target to the right. Turn my brightness down just a coontair. Ready?
Yep. High right, full target.
Pulled a little too far.
All right, windage is good. Come down, half the target. Impact.
Cool.
All right, you are high right, about half a target.
I can't believe it's flying that flat. I'm actually overcompensating too high. I'm gonna come back to about a half target high. I'm not gonna pull so far right.
Impact.
No way, dude. I'm just holding at the tip of the target, tip of his head off to the right slightly.
That's, left kidney.
All right, let's go one more, baby. Come on.
High left, about the head region. Low left, about the hip. No call.
Oh man, it sure sounded like it. Maybe not. And with that, we have 1,000 rounds through one gun in one day. In the Texas heat, it was 113 degrees. That was the hottest I've ever gotten at a range, next to shooting in Phoenix. I don't think I've ever gotten that hot before. That was brutal. That's a lot to put through one gun. That's a lot for one guy to do in a day. I loaded every magazine, I shot every round, I filmed every bit of that by myself alone at the range. That was a lot in that heat. That was pretty brutal. Thankfully, though, the gun gave me no grief. And I'm not lying when I say this, the gun had absolutely zero issues. It ran perfectly fine. Every single variant of 5.56 AK mag I put through it, it gave me no problems. The underfolder that we filmed a year ago had issues, had a few malfunctions here and there were some mags that just would not play nice with. All of those same mags ran perfectly in this gun. The suppressor gave us no problems. Unsuppressed and boosted with this Delta Tech gave us no problems. The suppressor caused issues last time we shot this gun. That's all documented. If you want to, feel free to go watch those old underfolder videos. We had no issues. I tried to get every single round on camera and in this video. That's why we sped up a lot of the footage. Otherwise, this video would be an hour long. to really get it all on camera, just in case anything were to happen. And sorry, Reddit, I really wanted to give you what you crave, but the gun just played too nice, nothing happened. We ended the video going out to 500 yards. We got 2 hits on 5 pieces of steel from 100 all the way to 500 yards. I felt like it was a little inaccurate once we got to 300. The shots were a little difficult to make, but we still got our 2 hits on everything within 30 rounds. That was all within 1 mag with some ammo to spare. And we did notice when we got back that our Delta Tech was starting to come apart. It's like literally coming apart, and was very wiggly, which will throw shots. I wish we would have caught it when we were filming it. Just didn't catch it until later, and we'd already filmed it. So that may have caused a little bit of problems out to distance, but we still got them. We still got all those hits, which is not easy on certain AKs. Some AKs just can't do that, and it did it. All in all, at the price, this thing is below 700 bucks. I came away from the range session cooking, but thinking that was probably some of the most fun ever because I didn't care about the gun at all. It's such a cheap gun. Freaking spray painted it, didn't really care how it came out, threw a bunch of shit on it and just took it to the range and blasted. What I'd put this gun through in a day, I would never put my Arsenals through. I would never put like my collectible Type 3 or my Saiga through that. I would never do that to any of those guns. I would never push them that hard in a day with 1,000 rounds. No way. Way too expensive, way too collectible, way too irreplaceable. This is not expensive. This is not collectible. Now this is replaceable. This is a beater, dude. Like, I mean, this is cheaper than a Wasser. Wasser for the longest time has been considered kind of a beater-ass AK. Now they're getting a little expensive. This is a beater-ass AK, dude. If it keeps working and doesn't break, dude, for 650 bucks, that's a beater-ass AK, dude. Like, that I have no problem painting and pimping out however I see fit. And I think that was the one thing I really came away realizing, like, whoa, the price, did everything I asked it to do. It's still together. We're on the original firing pin. I don't have to be choosy with mags. It literally worked with everything. I could go beat the piss out of this AK anytime I want and not care. That's what a cheap price does for you. It just makes you not care what happens to it, so you can do paint and do crazy shit. I wouldn't do that on one of my expensive guns. I just wouldn't. Also, I know you're going to see it. Here's the internals. Here's a close-up picture of your trunnion and your bullet guide. I didn't see anything. Looked totally fine. Your fixed ejector looked fine. Still nice and sharp. Might have a little bit of metal movement on the tip of that ejector. Your bolt still looks just as rough as it did coming out of the box. Rough tooling marks are all still there, but we don't have any crazy metal movement. And I know 1,000 rounds is not a lot, but it's a lot in a day, and we don't have anything going on with the bolt. Firing pin's there, still free floats, still has a tip on it. If you look inside the channel of your carrier here, you don't have that crazy metal splash that you typically see in the cam channel. It's bound to happen eventually. They all do it, but it's not happening yet. The tang on this carrier took a freaking ass kicking. That has to be the heaviest mushrooming on a carrier tang that I've ever seen. I've never seen it happen that fast with that much metal movement. That's a lot, and that is with the factory trigger. We did not switch out that trigger. That's all factory parts. So yeah, that part's a little concerning, but then again, I've never had a mushroom tang on a carrier ever, not once, cause an issue in any of my AKs. And I shoot a lot of AKs with mushroom trigger tangs, and that shit does not cause problems for me. It has caused problems for people eventually, and they just end up filing them and the problem goes away. So it is what it is, but it's definitely there. So all in all, the gun did fine. And remember, no matter what, never buy anything because I said it was good. This is an entertainment video. This was a fun video. Do not ever buy anything because you thought I told you to. No matter what you end up spending your money on, spend it wisely. Watch multiple sources, not just a, test mule, a subset of one. Watch multiple channels, get multiple opinions. If you're really trying to spend your money wisely, don't just take it from me. Don't ever take one of my videos as trying to point you in the direction of spending money. That's not what any of this is for. This is all for fun. Don't ever, ever, ever spend any money or buy anything because you thought I told you to. Do your own research. Be smart with your money. It's your money. You worked hard for it, and spend it wisely. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Love you. Bye.